At the heart of quantum manifestation lies a simple but mind-bending truth. Your observation shapes reality. This isn't just spiritual philosophy, it's rooted in quantum physics. In the double-slit experiment, particles behave differently when they're being observed. That means attention doesn't just notice reality, it alters it. The same principle applies to your life. The way you focus, what you expect, and how emotionally invested you are. All of it broadcasts into the field and shapes the outcomes you experience. Imagine you're watching a seed grow into a plant. If you constantly check on it, worrying whether it's growing, digging it up to be sure, it struggles to thrive. But if you trust the process and allow it to unfold, it grows naturally. Your desires are the same. Observation should not come from anxiety, but from awareness. When you focus on what you want with emotional clarity, belief, and gratitude, you collapse probability into form. You bring that version of your life closer to you. This means your thoughts aren't neutral, they're creative signals. Focus creates amplification. The more attention you give something, the more energy it gathers. Emotionally witnessing your future is more powerful than just thinking about it. And your thoughts act like commands to the field, directional signals that guide the unfolding of reality. Instead of waiting for life to show you something new, you begin to observe differently, and life responds accordingly. You don't just look at your life, you create it with your gaze. Choose your focus deliberately. Use your thoughts like a painter uses a brush, not to observe what is, but to create what can be. That's where your power begins.
Most people try to manifest from the conscious mind, with willpower, visualization, and effort. But the truth is, your subconscious is running the show. It governs over 90% of your thoughts, emotional responses, and daily habits. So if you consciously say, "I'm abundant," but your subconscious is still looping stories of lack and fear, you're sending out mixed signals, and the quantum field responds to your dominant signal, which is always your subconscious baseline. Think of your subconscious like the operating system of a computer. If it's coated with old limiting beliefs, no matter how shiny the app you try to run, affirmations, vision boards, and scripting, the system will override it. That's why transformation doesn't come just from thinking. It comes from reprogramming the root. Inner safety creates outer permission. If your subconscious feels safe with wealth, love, or success, it will allow those experiences into your life effortlessly. If it sees them as threatening, unfamiliar, or not part of your identity, it will reject them no matter how hard you try. So how do you align the subconscious? Through emotion, repetition, and experience. Your subconscious speaks the language of feeling, not logic. That means it learns best when you combine repetition with elevated emotional states. Embodiment builds resonance. If you consistently visualize your desired future while feeling gratitude or peace, your subconscious accepts that vision as familiar. Familiarity builds safety, and what's safe is allowed to manifest. So, instead of trying to force outcomes, begin to shift the stories running beneath the surface. Ask yourself, what feels normal to me? What do I expect by default? Because that is what you're broadcasting. And if you want a new reality, you have to teach your subconscious that it's already home.
This is where most people get stuck. They try to control how, when, and through whom their manifestations will arrive. But the quantum field doesn't work like a vending machine. It's more like an orchestra of infinite possibilities waiting to respond to your vibration, not your micromanagement. The moment you try to force outcomes, you enter the frequency of lack and separation. The moment you surrender, you step into alignment with flow. Imagine trying to catch a feather by chasing it. The more you run toward it, the more it floats away. But if you stay still and open your hand, it gently lands. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up the desire. It means releasing the tension, the attachment, the pressure. You're not letting go of what you want, you're letting go of the resistance that blocks it. Control contracts energy. It says, I don't trust this will happen unless I manage every detail. But that mindset chokes the manifestation. The quantum field responds much more quickly when you're relaxed, open, and allowing. Letting go allows the field to unfold. That doesn't mean you become passive. It means you take inspired action without desperation. You hold the vision, but release the timeline. Surrender is alignment. It's the space where trust becomes your compass. You say to yourself, even if I don't see how yet, I trust that this is unfolding in divine order. And in that state, the unexpected happens. You open yourself to outcomes better than what your conscious mind could plan. The universe fills in the gaps. Surrender isn't giving up power, it's stepping into a higher version of it.
One of the most profound truths in quantum manifestation is this: you don't manifest from effort, you manifest from frequency. And your frequency is dictated not by what you're doing, but how you're feeling while doing it. You've probably heard the saying, action speaks louder than words, but in manifestation, emotion speaks louder than action. Let's take two people with the same goal. Both want to manifest a new job. One is hustling, obsessing over job boards, sending out resumes in a panic. But internally, they're anxious, doubtful, and afraid. The second person still takes action, but they do it from a place of calm certainty. They visualize their ideal workplace, feel the excitement of already being there, and trust the process. Guess which one the quantum field responds to more clearly? The first is forcing, action rooted in lack. The second is feeling, energy rooted in alignment. You emotionally inhabit your reality before it arrives. The more vividly and consistently you can generate the feeling of having what you want, the faster it begins to show up. That's not just a nice idea. That's how your nervous system and subconscious start recalibrating to allow it in. Instead of asking, what should I do next? Ask, how would I feel if it were already done? And start feeling that now. Emotion collapses probability into presence. The quantum field is sensitive to your vibration. So when you choose to embody joy, wholeness, and trust, even before the external proof, you're not faking it. You're generating the energetic blueprint of your timeline, and the field will rush to match that blueprint.
In the quantum model of reality, all possible timelines already exist, right now. There isn't just one version of your future unfolding. There are infinite versions, each resonating at a specific frequency. The question isn't if your dream life is real, it's which version of you is currently most aligned with it. And the fastest way to shift timelines isn't to wait, it's to embody the version of you who already lives it. Think about actors. When they step into a role, they don't hope they'll become the character halfway through. They embody the energy from the start. Their body language, voice, and emotions shift to match that identity. That's what embodiment is. It's not faking. It's tuning into a version of yourself that already exists and living from it now. Identity is the anchor. If you identify as someone who is trying to manifest, then you're always in the process, not in the result. But if you begin identifying as someone who is already abundant, loved, successful, aligned, then your behaviors, thoughts, and energy follow suit. That's the energy the field mirrors. Be the frequency that makes the timeline real. That means moving, speaking, and choosing from that place of already having it. Instead of waiting for external proof, you create internal proof through repetition, imagination, and emotion. Step into the identity now. The field isn't reacting to what you want, it's reacting to who you are. And when who you are aligns with your desired timeline, the shift is inevitable. The more often you embody it, the more real it becomes, until it's no longer a vision, it's your life.
Here's the paradox. The more desperately you want something, the more you push it away. But when you no longer need it, when you relax into the feeling that it's already done, that's when it flows to you.
This is magnetic detachment, the energetic sweet spot where you care, but you don't cling. You desire, but you don't chase. You're connected to the outcome, but not entangled in its timeline. Let's say you order something online, a book, a phone, whatever. Once you click confirm, you don't spend the next week obsessively wondering if it's coming. You trust it's in process. You go on with your life. That's exactly how manifestation works. The moment you declare it and align with it emotionally, the field starts arranging it. The key is not to block it with constant energetic interference. It's already done. That's the frequency that unlocks fast shifts. In the moment you fully accept that, without needing signs, proof, or validation, you move into quantum trust. You no longer look outside for confirmation because you feel it inside. Internal conviction is enough. When you embody knowing, not just hoping, your vibration stabilizes. You stop oscillating between faith and fear. The field reads this steadiness as readiness. And here's the magic. Peace attracts. When you're grounded, calm, and emotionally whole, regardless of whether the manifestation is visible yet, you create a vacuum. Reality fills that space with aligned outcomes. It's not a test, it's resonance. So don't grip your desires. Let them breathe. Trust their arrival. Focus on your state, not your weight. You become magnetic when you no longer need what you already know is yours. At some point on the manifestation journey, there's a pivotal moment, the realization that you are the source of your reality. Not luck, not other people, not random circumstances, just you, your energy, your beliefs, your choices. That's not blame, that's power. Taking energetic responsibility is how you move from reacting to reality to generating it. Your external life mirrors your vibration. That includes your relationships, finances, opportunities, and challenges. Everything is feedback. So if something feels off in your external world, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what am I projecting? What story or state am I unconsciously radiating? This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. If your energy is chaotic, conflicted, or rooted in old wounds, that becomes the signal you're broadcasting. And the quantum field, neutral and precise, reflects that back. But when you shift your internal narrative, your emotional baseline, and your default beliefs, the mirror changes. You're not broken, you're broadcasting. That's liberating. You can change the frequency anytime. You don't need to fix everything externally, you need to tune your inner signal. Speak more intentionally. Feel more consciously. Think in alignment with the version of you that already lives the outcome. You are the signal. When you start owning that, you stop waiting, you stop blaming, you stop spiraling. You become the one who sets the tone. And the field responds not because it's rewarding you, but because it always reflects you. That's the deepest truth of quantum manifestation. You're not just creating results, you're creating yourself. So the more responsible you become for your energy, the more reality becomes a canvas instead of a cage. Time in the quantum world is not fixed, it's flexible. We're taught to think in linear terms. Step 1, then step 2, and maybe in 6 months or a year, you'll get what you want. But the truth is, time bends to alignment. The stronger your frequency match with the desired reality, the faster that timeline locks in. You don't have to wait years for something that can shift in days, if your energy allows it. Let's say someone wants to find love. They could spend years on dating apps, feeling frustrated, thinking it's just not time yet. But the moment they shift into self-worth, stop chasing, and fully embody the energy of already being loved and chosen, they may meet the right person in days. It's not luck, it's resonance. You collapse time when you collapse resistance. Live from the end. That doesn't mean pretending, it means embodying. Feel the emotions of your outcome now. Think the thoughts your future self thinks. Make decisions from that state. This energetic blueprint becomes a magnet. It pulls the future version of reality into your now. The future is selected, not earned. You're not climbing a ladder toward your dream life. You're choosing a frequency where that version of you already exists and tuning into it. That's what quantum leaping really is. It's not magic. It's identity shifting. So stop asking, how long will it take? And start asking, how aligned am I with that version of me? Because that determines the speed. Time is not your limit. Frequency is. And the moment you shift your frequency with full conviction, time bends around your belief. The quantum field is not far away. It's not something you access through effort or special rituals. It's here, now, everywhere. It's the invisible intelligence that holds all versions of your reality. And the way you access it isn't through struggle. It's through stillness, presence, and intention. You don't force the field, you tune into it. Think of it like a radio. The music you want is already playing, but if your dial is off, you'll get static. You don't stream at the radio to play something different, you adjust your frequency. That's what tuning into the field is, aligning yourself with the vibration of the reality you want. Not through control, but through coherence. Presence is the portal. When you're fully in the now, not obsessing about the past or stressing over the future, you're energetically open. Your mind quiets, your heart steadies, and your field becomes more sensitive. That's when intuition kicks in. That's when synchronicity speeds up. That's when you start noticing clues and nudges from the field that were always there, but drowned out by noise. Elevated emotions are commands. When you feel gratitude, love, joy, or peace, not as a reaction to something, but as a choice, you're communicating with the field. You're saying, I'm aligned with this version of life, and the field begins to reflect it. Tuning in is the process. You don't have to figure it all out, you just have to stay connected through meditation, breath, music, nature, visualization, whatever helps you drop into resonance. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You stop chasing, you start receiving. The field is always on, it's waiting for you to dial in.
This is the ultimate truth of quantum manifestation. Everything you want already exists, but only now. The future isn't something you walk into, it's something you activate in the present. That version of you who's already abundant, in love, fulfilled, aligned, they don't live in some distant future. They live in a now that feels radically different from your current one. The only way to reach them isn't through time, it's through alignment in this moment. The present is the point of power. All timelines, all outcomes, all potentials converge right here. If you're thinking, I'll feel better when I get what I want, you're delaying the shift. But if you choose to feel better now, you create the conditions for that timeline to show up. That's the real magic. You don't wait for your life to change to feel elevated. You elevate, and then life changes. Generate conditions through your state. Instead of reacting to what is, start responding to what you've chosen. This means asking better questions in the moment. What would the version of me who already has this do right now? Then do it. How would they feel? Then feel it. What would they let go of? Then release it. Moment by moment, you're casting your vote for the reality you want. Be here, and everything becomes possible. You don't need to visualize all day or wait for signs from the universe. You need to show up as the most aligned version of yourself in each moment and let that energy build. Presence isn't stillness, it's power. Because every time you anchor into now with clarity, joy, and trust, you collapse doubt and reality shifts. You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you already are in this breath, in this frequency, in this now.
This message awakens something within you, even a flicker of recognition, alignment, or truth. Then you're already shifting. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. If you felt the frequency of this video, like it, share it, and let others feel it too. It helps the message expand and the field listens. And if you want to go deeper into quantum manifestation, energetic alignment, and the mechanics of creating your reality with precision and power, subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started. New videos drop every week, tools, insights, activations to keep you aligned with your highest timeline. Remember, you're not just watching reality, you're shaping it. Stay conscious, stay present, and trust the shift